Former federal prosecutor. Day of reckoning is coming for Trump, but he's not going to jail. Kenneth McCallion battled Trump in court, and says Merrick Garland has overwhelming evidence for conviction. America's democracy crisis will not end anytime soon. Donald Trump and his acolytes in the Republican-fascist Party continue to incite acts of right-wing violence, including terrorism, on a nationwide scale as part of their plan to end American democracy and replace it with authoritarianism and one-party rule. The big lie continues to spread across the United States. A majority of Republicans now subscribe to the repeatedly disproven theory that the 2020 election was somehow illegitimate, that Trump is the real president and Joe Biden is a pretender and usurper. MAGA is American neo-fascism. It has fully conquered the Republican Party. Even President Biden, who is committed to political moderation and remains eager to find unity with traditional Republicans for the good of the country, is finally issuing public warnings that today's Republican Party and the MAGA movement are basically enemy agents working to undermine America from within. This moment of crisis demands bold, immediate leadership and collective action, not just from Biden and other leading Democrats but from rank-and-file Americans as well. But the urgency of stopping Trump and his forces is hamstrung by how the rule of law in a democracy operates slowly and justice often takes a very long time, if it ever does arrive. Will Donald Trump eventually be prosecuted, convicted, and then imprisoned for his apparent high crimes, which may include violating the Espionage Act? Attorney and author Kenneth McCallion believes that the answer is probably no. McCallion is a former Justice Department prosecutor who also worked for the New York State Attorney General's office as a prosecutor on Trump racketeering cases. As an assistant U.S. attorney and special assistant U.S. attorney, he focused on international fraud and counterintelligence cases that often involved Russian organized crime. McCallion is also the author of several books, including Profiles in Cowardice in the Trump Era and Treason v. Betrayal, The Rise and Fall of Individual, 1. In this wide-ranging conversation, he offers his view that Donald Trump, along with his inner circle and his businesses, operate like an organized crime family. McCallion says these attributes and behavior help to explain Trump's affinity for foreign demagogues and other corrupt elements, including Eastern European and Russian criminal organizations. McCallion reflects on his personal experience prosecuting Trump and his organizations, and the challenges of going up against a man he describes as a likely sociopath and a skilled pathological liar. McCallion explains the approach that Merrick Garland and the Department of Justice will likely take in prosecuting Trump for the government documents he stored at Mar-a-Lago and the events of January 6. Any such prosecution will require both overwhelming irrefutable evidence and a simple and direct story to tell a jury about Trump's misdeeds. McCallion also says that contrary to some media reports, Trump can definitely still be prosecuted even if he announces he is running for president. Toward the end of this conversation, McCallion outlines a likely scenario for the final disposition of such a prosecution. He believes that Trump may be brought down by a litany of civil lawsuits that will cripple him financially, not by a high-profile criminal case in which the former president is walked in handcuffs and then sent to prison. This conversation has been edited for clarity and length. How are you feeling, given everything that's happening? With your expertise and experience, how do you process all these events? What are you seeing? The next book I'm working on is actually titled Civil War II, but the ending is yet to be written. Over the last few weeks, I've been shocked at the extent of what we are learning about the Espionage Act and the hiding of secret government documents by Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Why did he do that? I don't know. But I do believe that kind of hubris, and that inability to really let go of the mantle of the presidency, may in the end be his undoing. Trump has certainly left himself open for being prosecuted for serious crimes related to espionage and various other things. There are encouraging signs. I was quite delighted that a friend and former mentor of mine, Raymond Deary, who is a retired district judge from the Eastern District of New York, where I was in the U.S. Attorney's Office, will most likely be the special master, reviewing the Mar-a-Lago documents. I was worried that the Justice Department and the Attorney General had dozed off and napped for several months, but it appears they are hard at work now.